You ever find a place so underhyped, so criminally overlooked, that you want to gatekeep it out of pure selfishness? Welcome to Menorca, Spain's shyest Balearic island. No nightclubs pumping until 6 a.m. No influencers fighting for angles on a single infinity pool. Just raw Mediterranean magic, and locals who are very okay with you not knowing that. But here's the twist. Menorca isn't quiet in that boring, sleepy way. It's quiet in that smug, confident, Mediterranean winks at you and pours another glass of wine kind of way. This is the island that said no thanks to overdevelopment, built a UNESCO biosphere reserve instead, and then hid beaches so well that even Google Maps gave up halfway. Stick around, because we're revealing the good stuff. Stuff you won't find on travel brochures or TikTok trends. Let's start where most visitors don't. The center of the island. Because Menorca doesn't work like the others. Everything's low-rise, low-stress, and low-key. Locals move at a speed best described as somewhere between siesta and vacation hangover. And honestly, you'll adapt fast. Now, if you flew into Mahon, good. That's your gateway. But don't just treat it like a landing strip. Mahon is the island's capital and home to one of the deepest natural harbors in the world. The British loved it so much back in the 1700s, they made it a naval base and left behind gin distilleries that are still running today. Taste the Soragir hin with lemonade, pomada, preferably on a terrace overlooking the port. It's sweet, dangerously easy to drink, and basically Menorca in a glass. And before you go, make your way up to the town's fish market. Not for fish, but for tapas. There's a trendy little food court tucked in with wine bars, and it's where both locals and in-the-know travelers sneak off for early evening bites before the sunset hits. Trust us, this is your minor league baptism before we dive into the coastal big leagues. Time for that first coastline hit, hop across to Es Castell. It's technically a village, but more accurately, a marina with a drinking problem. Fuentes Callias is the star here. Pastel buildings, clinking glasses, and restaurant terraces hugging the water like they're trying not to fall in. Sit down, order grilled calamari, and people watch as boats bob in and out like a Mediterranean screensaver. Still with me? Good. Because here comes the island's flex. Menorca has more beaches than Mallorca and Ibiza combined. And yet, it doesn't brag. No high-rise hotels blocking your view. No speakers blasting reggaeton next to your towel. Just horseshoe coves, turquoise water, and pine forests that smell like stress relief. Let's unlock a few. Cala Macarella and Cala Macarelleta are the viral darlings, and for good reason. White sand. Unreal water. But also, crowds, especially midsummer. So here's your local tip. Hit them early, like only the garbage truck is up early. Or better yet, skip the drive and take the Camino de Caballos hiking trail that wraps around the coast. You'll sweat, but the views will erase all memory of car parks and plastic beach mats. Now, about 30% into your beach hopping bliss. Quick detour. If secret islands, slow travel, and hidden coves are your kind of vibe, then you'll love our video on the Caribbean island that locals don't want you to know about. No spoilers, but let's just say it's the kind of place where coconuts outnumber tourists. And yes, it's real. But back to Menorca. To the south, Bini Bekerve, a whitewashed labyrinth of a village that looks like someone told Gaudi to build a smuggler's hideout. The locals think it's a bit too photogenic for its own good, but there's no denying its charm. Wander the narrow alleys, get lost on purpose, and then find your way back with a scoop of fig ice cream. This isn't a museum. It's still a lived-in town with fishing boats and grandmas hanging laundry like Mediterranean clockwork. Feeling a little salty from the sun? Let's go inland. Yes, inland. because Menorca is not just a beach flex. Drive into Es Castell, a sleepy town at the foot of Monte Toro. From the top, you'll get 360-degree views of the entire island. It's a 358-meter mountain, which by Menorcan standards is practically Everest. There's a tiny church, a handful of goats, and the kind of panoramic view that makes your camera panic. Breathe in. This is the island catching you off guard again. And speaking of things that aren't what they seem, Menorca is a UNESCO biosphere reserve. That's not a tourism slogan, it's a legit environmental title. They protect everything here. Wetlands, dunes, sea meadows, even the bats. Which means when you hike through Salbufera de Grau, you're stepping into a preserve so unspoiled, it feels like Earth forgot to install a resort here. Bring water, respect the trails, and keep your eyes peeled for flamingos. Yes, actual flamingos. In Spain. Now let's talk food. No, not paella. That's for mainlanders. Menorca has its own culinary game, and it starts with sobrasada. Think of it as spicy, spreadable chorizo, but sexier. Pair it with crusty bread and a smear of honey. Then move on to caldereta de langosta, the island's lobster stew. It's messy, expensive, and utterly worth it. Best enjoyed in Ornios, where the fishing boats still outnumber yachts. And if you're cheese-obsessed, congratulations, you've landed in La Meca. Mahon cheese is sharp, salty, and aged with love and humidity. Get it young and soft or aged and crumbly, but get it from a farm. Bonus points if you pet a goat on the way out. Now, some travelers get smug about discovering Ciutadella last, like it's a secret they want to keep. But you're getting it now. On the western edge of the island, this town is elegance in stone. Narrow alleys, Gothic churches, palaces that whisper, "We were rich before tourism." By day, it's sleepy. But at night, Ciutadella glows. The harbor becomes a candlelit catwalk of seafood, wine, and Spanish that gets slower the later it gets. And here's the magic trick of Menorca. Everything's just close enough. No 2-hour drives, no ferry timetables to make or miss. You wake up, you explore, you eat, you swim, you repeat. The Camino de Caballos lets you trace the whole coastline on foot or horseback, one section at a time. Each cove, each headland, each village, you earn it, and it gives back. The locals? They're not cold, just unbothered. Speak a little Catalan if you can. Bon dia goes a long way. Respect the land. Don't treat the island like your playground, and you'll find the welcome is warmer than you expected. So, is Menorca the Balearic's best-kept secret? Honestly, no. It's not trying to be. It's just doing its own thing. Quietly, beautifully, and at its own rhythm. While everyone's busy queuing for beach clubs in Ibiza or squeezing through Palma's old town, Menorca is watching the sun set over another empty cove, wondering if you'll ever figure it out. And if you do, welcome.